Well, it is a nervous time, but these are positive nerves. The prospects are so great, the potential, be it financial or reputational, is huge, because success in this competition brings so much. And the supporters are here to take it in for themselves and to drive the team on. Truly, this is crunch time. The Eternal City embraces this massive sea of blue which has flooded across the Olimpico. It's hard to convince yourself there's another team involved. The action has already started. Well, nicely intercepted. Now it's Dia.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
And it's Modric. Well, that's beautifully weighted. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Chance for a shot! Decent strike, kept it fizzing low.
Oh, that's a cracking try. Good technique to keep it low too.
Martinez. Barella. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
I've always been impressed with Lautaro Martinez, Peter. We all know how good a finisher he is, but he's proved himself to be a more than reasonable outlet. If needed, he can play with his back to goal and be one that brings everyone else into play, and he's a significant influence.
Yeah, the easiest way to make a difference is to score, so no argument there. Tries to get it clear.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And he's been shifted off it. Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start to...
Climbs up big! He's missed, but not by that far.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Spread it left. Pass somewhat off target. Barella. Lazio still without a single shot on target. And it's Delibashiru.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Well, he's done very well to take that back. Well, it's a look of bewilderment. His touch deserted him at the key moment.
Yeah, very careless, and I leave it at that.
It's gone out for a throw-in. Husai. Inter Milan looking to get their possession game going here.
Yeah, it can be very stylish and expansive to watch if they get it to the standard we know they can. But what's key is the number of ballers in the team. As long
goes for a shot! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Attenzione, una sostituzione.
Inter Milan can now introduce the first of their substitutes.
Well, this could be an indication that the team are setting themselves up for the counter-attack here, Peter, and he is very good at that type of thing.
Vicious ball here. Taylor tries to pass it through, shifted it to the flank, and it's Delibashiru. Here's Zakagni. That'll be a throw-in. Barella. Nicely aimed pass. Mario Gila calmly anticipates. Pedro Bastoni spots it and intercepts. Now it's Turan. Romagnoli. Half an hour played now. That's really well manoeuvred. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Now it's Tura. Gets a good foot in there. And it's Basic. Now, can they get him away? And it takes a shot! Goal! Lazio! And Lazio score first! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.
Lazio penetrate first. It is a truly precious lead.
Well, that's really changed the mood in the stands, Peter. It ought to encourage more positive football, a more front-footed approach. It's got to be. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
He's in a great position here. He's had a shot! It's a goal! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
What a delicious finish. That is immaculate.
Speed of thought, speed of action. That's another really clever finish.
Inter Milan grab the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never lost focus despite the setback, and this is thoroughly merited for me. Now they can go one better, possibly.
Lazio have the chance to go the other way. Modric. Di Marco. Passes short and sharp. Now it's Martinez. Barella cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
Knocks it out wide. It's an exciting looking ball, that. Delibashiru. Basic. Taylor. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Pedro! And the half-time whistle goes. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. Lazio are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. And so we're off again. Delibashiru goes steaming forward. Now it's Dia. Loose ball. Oh, what has happened here?
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
Husai. Basic, who does have an assist to his name. Here's Zakagni. He won't be happy with that one.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
And he's away. Martinez. Well, that's pretty clear. It is a foul. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. The player's body language here is a bit grim. It is not looking great at all. Di Marco with a real chance here.
Well, I think this is definitely one of these areas where they've rehearsed an awful lot on the training ground.
And he's straight offside. And it's Mkhitaryan. Husai. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
He's in plenty of space here.
Well, that was harder not to pick out a teammate, and he pulled it off.
Not the most accurate pass. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Lazio have kept their powder dry on the substitution. Oh, he's brought him down, and it is a penalty. And he could not have picked a worse time to give one away. So having trailed, this to go ahead. And they've turned it round. Not a twitch, not a blink.
Played a game of double bluff here, I think.
Inter Milan go into the lead.
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another?
And that pass just didn't quite work. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped. They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
This looks promising. Defending of the desperate variety. Pedro. Can he get it through? Played into space out wide. Bastoni. And it's Stefan de Vrij. Dumfries. Can he get on the end of this? Donibashiru. Nuno Tavares. Now it's Martinez. Good ball, good take. Now the chance! Off the post! And that has been clubbed away. Now this could be a chance. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. And he's there to retrieve it. Martinez! And it's made its way to him. Martinez! Pedro. Played into space. De Vrij cuts it out.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
That's a cute ball.
That's positional goal, the utilisation of space. Well played and well cleared.
Dia. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Now it's Pedro, pinches it off him. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Lazio are in dire need of a breakthrough. Can they?
At least they're going about it as they should, having brought this on themselves. Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
He ran himself into trouble there. Free kick given away. Di Marco has got the wrong side of the referee and got himself a yellow card for his troubles. Mkhitaryan. Thuram. Oh, well played, well sorted out. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Now it's Dumfries, and he was quick to react.
Inter can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Oh, it's a great ball here. And the shot! And it's in! And surely that clinches it. There really is no way back now. It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
Inter Milan could not have picked a better time to snatch a two-goal lead. Is there still time for a response?
Well, I think if they're going to have any hope from here, they'll need to see their more experienced lads step up to the plate now.
Sommer breathes a sigh of relief, and the referee brings it to a close. Lazio pleasingly clever on the ball. They had their moments, but ultimately they take away. Well, here comes a crunch game. So much depends on this. Expectation and nerve. It is indeed a heady mix. There is a massive sense of expectation emanating from this part of Milan. The giant arena bearing the name of perhaps the finest player ever to don the famous black and blue jersey. It is simply a gorgeous, gorgeous sight. So it's away we go then. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, there's a player below Peter who loves the high intensity, and it's Lautaro Martinez. His very direct style, as well as the ability to change rhythm, I think he would go down well in a lot of other teams. But the way he likes to press in the final third, it's something...
Well, hello and welcome for the first time this season to everybody around the world, and we have for you a clash of two teams with very similar intentions. A statement win at the expense of the other would be the ideal scenario for both. A flying start is certainly required. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, Serbia has produced some fine defenders in recent times, Peter, and this player, Pavlovic, is about as physically dominant and uncompromising as they come. His game can look a bit chaotic at times, but...
He's gone for goal! Oh, it's fallen loose again! He was certain to score. It is an inexplicable miss.
He'll be annoyed with himself after that. Nothing wrong with his anticipation or his positioning.
And the keeper takes decisive action. Usai making good progress on the right-hand side. That pass isn't the best. Pedro played into space. Zia! Oh, he did the hard part right, but fluffed the finish.
Oh, it was such a clever pass that flummoxed the defence, and it could well be revisited, this.
Serginho, Thuram, Barella, now it's Martinez, Pedro. Good ball, good take. Lazio replying all the early pressure.
Yeah, it's a good start, Peter, and they look hungry for goals, and they'll be aware of having to capitalise in such a good spell.
Now it's Dia, and he's surging through, out to the right. Noslin picks it up out wide. Barella, so it is still 0-0. And it's Barella, and it's Serginho. Hila. Noslin for Pedro. And he cuts out the supply. Now it's Dia. Just eases him off the ball. Oh, Red, nice interception. Cataldi. Now it's Martinez. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Zaccagni. Cataldi. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Passing is crisp and sharp. Hila. Thuram. He's going for goal! Magnificent! That is a gem! An absolute gem! And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
So we have the first goal.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus, as the opposition will inevitably react.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Cataldi. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. Looking for options for movement. Cross to the back post. And the keeper beats it away. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. He's in a great position here.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And it's Barella. Spread it left. Pavlovic. And it's Barella. Thuram. Thuram's cross. And that's the keeper's ball. Serginho. Cataldi. And it's Barella. Now it's Dia. That's a good ball out wide. Usai. Now it's Dia. That has been cut short.
Lazio truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
Serginho receives it in a wide position. Now it's Batistuta. Pedro. And Noslin. Pedro. A mixture of good defending and... Oh, what has happened here? Big chance! Decent chance! It's a goal! They are right back in business.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
Speed of thought, efficiency. And the referee brings the first half to a close. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, I think the manager should be pretty happy that his side managed to come in on level terms. Things seem to be going a little against them, but they stemmed the tide, got their equaliser, and I think we're in for an exciting second half now.
Well, it's been a tight game, but one that's packed with incident and talking points. A decent watch this, and it's 1-1 at half-time.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 95. Numero 9. Lasciano il campo per
Lazio
il numero
get
15.
the second half started.
Il numero 21.
Lazio clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say anything to them, it would be just keep going. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
Now it's Dybala. Now it's Dia. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Barella. Now it's Dybala. He's picked his way through. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. That's a lovely, neat pass. And it's Çalhanoğlu. Now it's Dia. And this is Batistuta. Rovella. Barella. Now it's Martinez. And Batistuta! Well, that looked awkward, but he had a good crack at it.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Chance! That's a half-decent try. Nuno Tavares. Great vision. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Pedro. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Rovella. Barella takes control of it and he's on the move. Batistuta! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Thuram is there and he can pick it up. And this is Batistuta. And Batistuta! Goal! Inter! And again they hit the front. That is so good. Such sharp skills and such a delicious finish.
That's what he lives for, Peter. Not a lot more to add.
Inter Milan take the lead. You would think that now would be a good time to consider some changes.
Well, you would hope for some movement off the bench, Peter, knowing you get an extra sub in extra time.
Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Passing nice and neat. And he gets rid in a hurry. Cataldi. And they're not going to make any further progress now.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Here comes the corner.
It might not be such a bad idea playing this short and into feet.
Absolutely, they're certainly not as big as those trying to stop them. And it's Rovella. Dia is on. Dia! Oh, it's there! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
It's Pedro! Goal at his mercy, and somehow he's missed it.
Pedro has delivered a really costly miss. It could have been their last chance to win it.
That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. He's shifting through the gears here. He's there to get rid.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Now it's Dia. Goes for a shot! Goal! Lazio! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Dia demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
Clinical, just clinical. What a game this is turning out to be for him.
He has simply been truly awesome. He really has stamped his authority on this.
Lazio get themselves into the lead. Ah, he's given shapes to shoot! Has another go! And that is wildly off target.
Sostituzione per l'Inter. Numero 20.
So here comes the substitution.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Oh, he's taken out. That'll be a foul. And no surprise, that's a booking.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
Now it's Barella. It's a threatening ball. Martinez is alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Now it's Sakani. Oh, that's fabulous. Pinches it off him. Acerbi.
Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
Now this could be a chance. Cataldi. And here's Pedro. Barella. Thuram. And time is up. Perfect result, perfect outcome. A test passed with flying colours. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Lazio can be really happy with this. I saw it as one of these defining games for them, and they showed real character to get the job done. A big statement for anyone who might be up next.
Well, thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.
Ricordiamo a tutti i tifosi che è possibile fumare solo nelle apposite aree segnate sulla mappa. Grazie.